Hello, my name is Simon, and I'll be your guide for this tour of London with 20 in 20 guided walks. We're now standing at London Bridge. This current structure was built in 1973. However, there has been a bridge on and around this site for as long as the Romans have been here, since 43 AD. Now, the first Roman bridge would have been made of wood, and it would have been a military built bridge, pontoon bridge, to marry up the two sides of the settlement that was now to be known as Londinium by the Romans. The first stone bridge was built over here, over the Thames, in 1209, and it was as a result of a penance that Henry II had to pay for his involvement in the death of St Thomas à Becket. Now, that old bridge was significantly different from what we see here today. It had 19 uneven arches for it to span the Thames, and it had buildings on both sides of the roadway for the whole length of the bridge. Apart from the chapel that was built dedicated for St Thomas à Becket, there were houses and residential properties, and commercial properties, both sides of the river, both sides of the bridge. Now, this narrowed down the width of the road from which people could travel up and down the road in. And as a result of that, they had to introduce a contraflow system, because it took about an hour for someone to travel from one side of the bridge to another. They introduced a contraflow system in which people were meant to travel on the left-hand side of the roadway, and it is believed from this point that we get our the tradition in Britain to walk on the left, or to drive on the left-hand side of the road. Now, one of the most significant features of that of the bridge was the gatehouse, which was located on the southern side of the bridge, and that gatehouse used to regulate who could come over, as it was a drawbridge, but it also used to be used to display the heads of notorious criminals and traitors. That tradition was started in 1305 with the death, or with the execution, of William Wallace. For those of you who that name rings a bell, that's the character played by Mel Gibson in the film Braveheart. Now, the next significant movement for this bridge came in 1831, when the bridge was rebuilt, as the old bridge, medieval bridge, was no longer fit for purpose, and that bridge moved the bridge from where we're looking, just standing here, to where the current bridge is now. Now, that bridge was built by John Rennie, and that was opened in 1831, and it stood there used till 1967. And in 1967 it was realised that the bridge was sinking, and they needed to rebuild a new bridge. Now, to offset the cost for that new bridge, they sold the old one, the Rennie Bridge, to the Americans. Now, there is a wives' tale that says that the Americans believe they were building the more elaborate and decorative Tower Bridge, but we don't know if that's true. However, the new bridge was built and opened in 1973, and it still remains the most significant crossing over the Thames to this day, and is one of the busiest bridges that crosses over the river. Thank you.